Hello, I'm Tiffany Chen from Mervis Diamond Importers.
Okay.
What's your name?
George Washington.
George Washington. Oh, we're talking to George Washington. We're talking to George Washington today on July 4th.
Yeah.
So we have a question. What is an American tradition?
An American tradition is celebrating liberty on the 4th of July, which is Independence Day.
Right.
And so that's what I guess maybe 100,000 Americans are out here today doing. And since I'm the father of his country, it seemed appropriate that I would be out here too.
Very true, very true. So we have a question talking about American values, American liberty, generosity, and just goodwill. If you found a 3-carat diamond ring just randomly lying around, and you knew it came from a certain jewelry store, say Mervis Diamonds because it says Mervis, what would you do with it?
Well, I would be shocked that Mervis would put their name on the ring, because usually you put your wife's name on the ring, you know, and unless my wife's name was Mervis, which it's not, my wife's name is Martha, I would be very confused, because I would not buy a ring that had advertising on it other than the advertising of my love for my Martha.
Oh no, what I mean is you're walking. Good retort.
Got you.
No. I'm saying you're walking around and you found a ring lying on the ground.
Yes.
So what would you do with it? So obviously someone lost it.
Mervis, I would, you know, contact the local media over here and say, whoever's named Mervis, would you please contact the father of his country, because he has a bauble for you.
Okay. So that would, yes, I got it.
Yeah. Or a gem.
A gem?
You know, a gem.
It's quite a ring. It's 3 carats. It's quite big.
That's quite a gem.
That is quite a gem.
You know,
quite a bauble.
Yeah, quite a bauble. But, you know, I mean, we wouldn't want to have a stampede of people who are showing their greed and avarice. We would want to have the person who is motivated by the fact that they had lost a keepsake for their loved one.
So that is what you would do. You would turn it in. You would never keep it. You would never think of keeping it.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, you know, like the only, you know, people say, did you ever tell a lie? And I say, yes, I did. And people say, wait a second, I didn't think that's right. I never bore false witness against thy neighbor. You know, the commandment is thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. I told lies to the British all the time. You know, you understand?
But that was for your country.
Well, that's right. But,
lies did you tell?
Excuse me?
What sort of lies?
Well, at Trenton, for example, I had a double agent who did the lying for me. He told the British, or actually the German General Rahl, that we were totally incapable of mounting an attack. So they had a big party, and they were all drunk on Christmas Eve night, or Christmas night, and so the next morning when we attacked, they weren't able to fight. Well, we did that because we didn't have any bullets. We had to do a bayonet charge. Okay, so sometimes you have to deceive the enemy. It's called misinformation in today's world.
Very cool.
But it was part of my counterintelligence program. So.
That's awesome. Are you thinking of maybe?
You mean President George W? Yeah, President George W. Yes.
Are you thinking of maybe running for another term?
No. I established the tradition of 2 terms as president, and the one good thing that Franklin Delano Roosevelt did for us is that he violated that. And so the senator in 1940 who was most critical of that was named Harry Truman. So he became the vice president, and he's the one who got the legislation passed, the 22nd Amendment. Notice that my birthday is on February 22nd. The 22nd Amendment is the Restore Washington Tradition Amendment. Okay, so that you only have 2 terms as office. And we have to thank Franklin Roosevelt for being so egoistical, because if he had not done that, we would have had a 3rd term of Bill Clinton. Think about that. No, don't think about that. Now, by the way, you know, some years ago in the Washington Times, this was in 2003, the New Hampshire legislature voted to rename a mountain in the presidential range for Ronald Reagan. And I said, I am so glad to see that the New Hampshire legislature has voted mountain for Reagan, because he's the man of the century, the most important man in the world in the past 100 years. And as a historian, I can support that. And of course, the tallest mountain in the presidential range is named for me, George Washington, the man of the millennium. Okay? But I was up in New Hampshire a few years ago, and I saw that there is already a mountain named for Bill Clinton in the presidential range. Yep. It's called Mount Deception.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And have